Hi guys, welcome back to Fernbus with Basic Economy, where last time we went from München to Frankfurt Airport. We've set up the route going back to München, but we're not actually driving it yet, because what we're now going to do is set up another one going to Cologne. So whilst we're at the airport, we're going to do the other hubs connections. So we are going to go from Frankfurt Airport up to Cologne, which is only 222 kilometres, so it's a fairly short one. Okay, so let's go to our definitions. What I want to do is I want to set up, actually, let's go back to, let's just set it up the other way round. I'll explain why in a minute. Okay, I want the odd numbered route to be the one going out of the hub, because that's the way we've been doing it all the way. So we'll set up Cologne to the airport, although we won't drive it yet, but we will do once we've driven the airport to Cologne, if you see what I mean. It will all make sense eventually. Okay, so the distance is 206. So if it's 206, let's use, 19.99 and 24.99 will do. Reasonable enough rates, I think. Okay, so 23 will go from Cologne to the airport. We're basically going to drive them in reverse order, but it preserves having the odd numbered route being the one out of the hub. So okay, 2 hours 27 minutes, 206 kilometers. Okay, and I said it's 19.99 and 24.99. Okay, so that should be set up. So we don't need to put it into results because we're not going to drive it yet. We only put them in there when we drive them. If we go to the route list, it's there. And if we go to route 23, it's there. It does need to run every day of the week though, because it's airport to a major hub. I think we need to run it every day of the week. Okay, that's fine. So that's set up the route out. Now we need to set up the route back, which is the one we are going to drive now. So what we're going to drive now is actually going to be Frankfurt Airport to Cologne. And then once we get to Cologne, we're going to drive Cologne back to the airport, if you see what I mean. So let's save route 23. Then we need to set up route 24, which is going to be Frankfurt Airport to Cologne. Okay, and the distance is 222, all the twos. The ticket rates can be fine, 19.99 and 24.99, so that's fine. Okay, go to the routes, set up route 24, going Frankfurt Airport to Cologne. Just need to check the time, 2 hours 38. 2 hours 38 going 222 kilometres. Okay, ticket rates we said were the same, 19.99, 24.99. Okay, so now that's set up, what we're going to do is we're going to drive route 24, which is Frankfurt Airport to Cologne. Routes list, Frankfurt Airport to Cologne, that's fine. 24, Frankfurt Airport to Cologne, that's beautiful. Okay, so that is all set up. So if they've already got their tickets, they'll be 19.99. If they haven't, it'll be 24.99. So we're now ready to go from the airport, which is where we currently are, to Cologne, and then we will refuel in Cologne as well, and then come back to the airport. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's save that route. Okay, so Frankfurt Airport to Cologne is what we want. Okay, now we can't pick up passengers here because we need to go down below, if you remember, at the airport. Although it looks like the stop's right in front of you, it's not, it's on the level below. So let's work our way down there. And there we'll find our passengers waiting for us, hopefully. So it looks like the stop's going to be here, but it's not. So this is the bit you have to remember at the airport, is that it's on 2 levels. So what we in fact need to do is go down here. Follow this loop all the way round. Okay, down into the bottom level. I think it was just in here. Yeah, it's down there. Hear the sounds of the aircraft and announcements, the sound of it. Very much airporty type sounds. Oh, there's quite a few passengers waiting for us, look. That's good. Okay. Okay, so I need to log into the phone, and we'll do the usual thing, checking those that have already got tickets first. So anybody buying a ticket? Can't see anyone obvious at the moment, but we'll see what happens.
Hallo, Sie wollen bestimmt mein Ticket sehen.
Yep, that's one.
Ja.
Yep, that's 2.
Mahlzeit. Hier, mein Ticket.
You on my list? You're on there. That's 3.
Grüezi, bin ich hier richtig?
That's 4. That's 5. Six.
Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig.
Nathan, 7. Nelly, she's 8.
Ich hoffe, ich bin hier richtig.
That's 9. You can find him, yep. Off your top, mate.
Hallo, bin ich hier richtig?
10.
Mahlzeit, bin ich hier richtig?
And he's 11. Okay, so that's 11, and this lady wants a ticket, but she's not going our way. Yeah, sorry. So in the spreadsheet we can say there was 11 who'd got tickets, but we didn't sell any because she wanted to go somewhere else. Okay, that's fine. So we'll skip across and get ready to say whether we were on time or not. So now we should be able to skip forward time. This is going to be pretty much our first night route, almost night. It's in the dark. It's going to be nearly midnight by the time we get the other, well, nearly 11 PM by the time we get the other end. 11:18 by the look of it. Okay. Okay, why won't you let my mouse... That's better. Don't know why it was doing that, but that's better. Get my view sorted out. And we can go. Okay, so let's just get past the taxi. So we've left the flight arrivals area, which is down at the bottom. Now we've got to get across here, so you have to be a little bit careful about this junction, but there's something coming down there I can see. Let him go, that's it. We should be alright now. Oh, actually we don't want to go that way, I've just noticed. Getting carried away. We had to go that way before, but not this time. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Let me just get myself sorted out. I'm supposed to be going down this one, apparently. You can tell I haven't done airport to Cologne before, can't you? Right, that's better. We'll go down this one. I don't think I've ever been down this one before. They've all gone off that other way before. Okay, so we got to go down here. We averted disaster there. There's no rest stop on this because it's only 200 odd kilometres, so 2 and a bit hours, not over 4 hours, which then means you need to rest stop. It looks like it's straight on here. Yep, Cologne and Mainz. Mainz? We're just opening a drink. Throat getting a bit dry. It's better. Okay. So theoretically, this should be straight to Cologne now without any issues, we hope. Cologne, Dusseldorf and Bonn are all this way. So we'll be doing routes out of the hub at Cologne, connecting up to Dusseldorf and Bonn, places like that. Bonn was the old capital of West Germany before reunification. Berlin was the capital of East Germany. And then after reunification, the Berlin Wall came down, Berlin became the capital of Germany. Bonn did used to be the capital of West Germany, I believe. I don't think we're under any great time pressure here. But it wouldn't hurt to make some decent progress at this stage, because you never know what's coming, so and the plan is to refuel in Cologne. Not that I think we're desperate for fuel, but if we're going to come back to the airport, and there's not really anywhere that close to the airport to refuel, I don't think. So we may as well do it in Cologne, have a full tank before we go back there, and then probably do the airport to Hanover, and then refuel in Hanover, and so on. So it's going to take a little while to set these airport links up, but I think they're important. Makes logical sense to me that major hubs like the 4 regional hubs we've set up would all be connected to the major airport, or in fact only airport in the game really, as far as I'm aware anyway. Coming up on some roadworks now, so let's make sure we're not going too fast. Ideally like to get in the right hand lane, but let that guy go, then hopefully we can move over. Hopefully keep me out the way of the AI. If there is anywhere that's out the way of the AI. I think the limit's 80 through here anyway. If I can sort of stick with this lane and leave that lane for them to go by, we shouldn't have any issues. It's quite long roadworks though, and they're working on them late at night. Definitely seems to say 80 limit on the sat-nav. Normally it's 60 through roadworks, but it seems to be 80 through these. Coming to an end very shortly. Okay, that's successfully negotiated, and we've got about 130 odd kilometres to go. I'm not entirely sure what WIP on the signpost is. Points to Siegen down there, so I don't think that's even a valid destination on the map, so I don't think it is. I'm not sure. We'll find out later. The overhead speed limit says 80, the sat-nav still says 100. So you can take your pick. I guess those overhead limits are possibly temporary and therefore the sat-nav doesn't know about them. Bumpy road surface it seems, bouncing around well. Another Flixbus. We're getting down to about 100 kilometres to go. Unless there's a police check, there'll be no reason to stop. Oh, it's going to rain. Things were going so well. I didn't notice those big black clouds up there. Looking at the sky now, it's not that surprising it's raining. Oh, thanks, mate. It's alright, you just pull in. Don't worry about the fact that I'm here. And the fact it's belting rain down. You have to have your wits about you when it's AI, there's no doubt about that. He wasn't quite so bad, at least he was a bit further in front of me. He's going off anyway. So really this is our first run in the dark. Because really we ought to simulate the driver resting overnight. Because technically we'd have been driving most of the day, so really he ought to rest overnight and not do the next trip back to Cologne until back to the airport until the morning. Otherwise we could run into problems with the police checks and the tachograph, I suppose. Not sure if it does that, but otherwise why have the tachograph as a check on there? So that might be a sensible plan. Which means I probably don't need to refuel, because we could start from the depot tomorrow morning, which would probably be a better plan. Because the driver couldn't keep driving 24 hours a day, so effectively this bus from the airport to Cologne is the last bus today, and then the one we'll drive next will be the first bus tomorrow going back to the airport. That's perfectly reasonable. Thunder again. Is Germany this prone to thunderstorms in the summer? I don't know. It seemed to be that hot. It was about 24.5. I mean, that isn't exactly, you know, if it's 34.5, you can imagine it's setting off thunderstorms everywhere. 24.5 isn't that hot. But there you go. It is what it is. So we have to do our best to get to Cologne on time. That's all we can do. And make sure we don't miss this turn. I'm actually keeping my eye on the route better this time. Because at this point it doesn't seem much of an issue, because you're going parallel to the road you were on, but then you go off on this big loop. And obviously if you're still on that road out there, this big loop is the bit you miss. and that's how you end up nowhere near where you're supposed to be. So we need to go up round here. Can't say these long loops are my favourite things, to be honest, but there you go. I think it's what's called a cloverleaf junction, isn't it? I'd say it's quite a big cloverleaf. Okay, we don't want Frankfurt and Bonn, we just come that way. We're going this way to Cologne. And we're only 40 kilometres out, so that's going to be a pretty quick journey. So given that I think we have plenty of time, I'm not going to be trying to go too fast in this weather. We've got almost an hour, so that should be plenty of time. Yeah, so the fact that we need to rest overnight and do the first service tomorrow means we'll start from the depot in the morning and we'll be refueled anyway. But it does make sense, that's what you would do. Because I assume that if you just drive, you would go over the allowed number of hours and you'd run into problems with your tacho and the police checks. I don't know, but I assume you would. And rather than risk it, I'd rather work on the basis that we stop and rest overnight. So that's what we'll do. We could have had better weather. I mean, he's tipping it down now. I think the monsoon season has set in. She's not pleasant at all. Apart from the weather, there's not been too much else to trouble us on this journey, you have to say. And it looks like we need to turn right here. Yeah, which looks fine. Late at night, not many cars on the road, so that seems to sort of make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, I think we're okay there. Go down to the end of this road and go left here. Sort of see the lights. That mirror's slightly in the way, but I think we'll be alright. we go. Oh, sirens. You hear the sirens, but you don't usually see the vehicles that are actually responsible for them. I haven't seen a police, fire or ambulance shooting around with its lights going and everything. Oh yes, I remember this junction. This was where we had the problem with the guy changing lanes. Just back behind us a little bit, I think. Where I said I should have waited for him to change lane, because when I tried to go past him he drove straight into me. Yes, that rings a bell. This is the road to Bonn. If it was light you'd be able to see Cologne Cathedral, but you can't see a lot at all at the moment. I think we're getting pretty close to the stop. 12 kilometres it says. Still got 23 minutes. Whoop, go on. So apart from setting up a few controls and putting it into windowed mode so I can switch between Fernbus and the spreadsheet, I've not changed much in Fernbus settings at all. It's basically just as it determines itself. I just set up my controller and a few buttons and that's about it really. Still hear those sirens and the thunder. Mixture of sound effects. Ah, yes, wasn't this the bus station? And we had to go in, go down to the end of it, turn around and go back on ourselves, I think. Was this the one where I turned the wrong way and missed the bus station and had to go back round? Might be. We've got to get into the bus station, which is sort of to our right. Oh, the rain stopped. Bit late because we're near enough here, but better late than never, I suppose. Okay. Still got 12 minutes to do 6 kilometres, so we should be alright. Assuming we can get some traffic lights in our favour, that would be quite nice. There's a lot less traffic than when we came here before. A lot less. Still have no idea what's causing all the sirens. Can't see any blue lights anywhere. Another red traffic light. I'm not sure we've actually come to one on green for the last 6, 7 traffic lights. Okay, down here and right apparently. Okie dokie. We have to go into here and down to this end. And swing round to get back that one there by the look of it. Cologne bus station. Busbahnhof.
Wir sind schon da.
We're already there. We are, mate, yes. You're right. We are indeed. We're not that early, we're only a few minutes ahead of schedule, so I wouldn't say already there. Auf Wiedersehen, guten Tag, see you tomorrow, all that stuff. Okay, so because we're going to rest effectively overnight and pick it up tomorrow, I can log out now anyway, because I'm going to go back to the main menu and come back in as if we're starting from the depot in the morning, so that's fine. So I'll log out. So if I go to the spreadsheet, we were on time, only just, but we were. Made 42 euros on that one. These aren't terribly profitable routes at the moment. How are we doing overall? 3,260 euros profit. 339 passengers now, it's not bad. 95.45% on time. Okay, so we've set up Cologne to Frankfurt already, and we set it up as route 23, so I'll put in 23 now, which will remind me that that's what I'm doing next. So I'll see you next time, which will be tomorrow morning, when we will be ready to go back to Frankfurt Airport. See you then. Bye now.